enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right, sure she can. Enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Oh, we paint miniatures, we paint miniatures, we paint miniatures. Turn on, tune in, hear all to say. Watch real closely, enjoy your stay. You'll see me painting from up above, and if you like it, give it mad love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right, sure she can. Enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right, sure she can. Enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? We paint miniatures, we paint miniatures, we paint miniatures. We paint miniatures, we paint miniatures, we paint miniatures.
Hey, we're live. It's Shoshi from Shoshi's Minis. It is Saturday. You guys know, like, I hardly ever stream on Saturdays, so kind of hoping that some of my Australian friends will be able to catch us. It will be, let's see, it's 2:30. It's probably just break of dawn in Australia right now. But good evening to all my friends in the UK, Nixon Minis, Amberden. Hello, I see you in chat. Thank you so much. Today we're going to be painting part 4 of the Karol Rudyk Elysabeta Vampire Princess bust. And we're very close to being done. And you guys know what that means. That means that when we get these done, we'll be giving away 3 busts. We're giving away the original bust that I taught myself to paint her on, the bust that we're working on right now that I'm painting, and we're giving away a unpainted, unassembled bust that you can be able to paint yourself using this handy dandy paint along guide. Yay! And I'm gonna post, hey, and the Munas, how's it going? I'm gonna post a link to the PDF real quick here. so that you guys will have it. Cut and paste. This will give you, and I'm gonna end up putting a link in the PDF to the YouTube playlist that I'm gonna be making, because all of the videos here, hey Arsenal 43 and Gallop Fire, how are you? Good evening. I'm gonna be putting all that. Here we go, there's the list. We've been adding paints to the list. It's a very limited palette. You don't need that many. Right now, I believe scale 75 US and possibly the European side is having a holiday sale. I think it's still going on. HH 2018, get you 15% off. So it's a good time to pick up those paints. Good evening, Teacher Pet. Nice. I'm gonna have a quick caveat. If you do win one of the busts and you live outside the US, I just need you to help me pay for shipping. And if you are a winner and you don't get a hold of me like within a day or so, then I'm gonna go ahead and say that, you know, that's my other caveat, is that I don't want to have to track people down. So if I don't get information from you, then I cannot get your prize to you. So that's just how that's gonna work. So yes, are we ready? Let's get set. So we're gonna go overhead and let's take a look. Let me move my paper a little bit there. This is the bust that we painted to completion. This is what we're gonna be ending up with. This is Elsybeta. So if you like this bust, let's see, let me give you a link to where you can get her. There you go. You can go and get that from Karol Rudyk. Please do not buy recasts. Karol is a friend of mine, and he really, as an artist, he puts his heart and soul into these beautiful sculpts. And uh-oh, I just found, oh, I might have broken it off a little bit. I'll have to fix that with some Bondic. Oh no. Okay, ready? Let's see. This is the piece that we're currently working on. You can see we've got the armor epaulets left, and that's just about it, because we've got all of these other little pieces. After we finish the armor, then it just comes down to touch-ups and perfecting. Might be worth adding a PDF explaining some of the common mini painting terms you use. Okay, I won't add a new PDF, but I will probably, that's a good idea to add. Well, you know what, maybe it would be good to add, well, I can add it to the existing PDF. We can do that. That's not a bad idea. I like that idea a lot. Let me write that down. PDF, I'm gonna write it under my picture so you don't have to look at it the whole time. Of common terms. Wash, zenithal, edge highlighting, glaze, OSL, etc. That's a very good put. There might be something out there already that I can just put a link to. Zenithal highlight is overrated. Just another snake cult. Actually, in this tutorial, it is not. And if you go back and look at part 2, here, let me show you. This is the zenithal, the highlighting that I've done on this bust. What we did with the zenithal was we did glazes, and it just made the painting for this super easy. So you always cover it up. Well, in this bust tutorial, we didn't just cover it up. We used it as a tool, and we're going to use it on the armor as well. But it also gives you a kind of a preview of where your edge highlighting, where your light is going to be. So this is a tutorial that is more accessible for people who don't necessarily know how to do highlighting on their own, and so it really helps out quite a bit. But yeah. Andy Piper has a glossary on the Reaper forums. Ooh, Ludo paints bad. I will give you 5 points if you can get that and give me a link to it. You can either whisper it to me, or you can whisper it to, who's Armad? Enlamunis is on. You can whisper it to Enlamunis or myself, and then yeah, I will give you 5 points in chat. And guess what? The points are how you're gonna win these busts, because you cannot win them without points. You have to be a follower and a watcher. You're being too lazy, you have a load of stuff, you can't get motivated. That's okay. I have cognitive dysfunction in the wintertime. Amberden, I know that it's super, yeah, that's a really good idea. He says, if you have it as a separate PDF, you can add it to a link. I like the idea of just linking somebody else's PDF because I'm too lazy to write something myself as well. Thank you so much, Gallifire. All right, we need to get started because we've got 2 hours to paint here today. And then I'm gonna go see a movie with my daughter because I have a movie club thing through AMC that lets me see 3 free movies a week for $20 a month, which is a really good deal. All right, let's take a look first at our lovely visual reference, which is something I highly recommend if you're ever going to drop paint on the floor. I'm tripping on wires. Sorry, guys. So I always get a reference. This is the actual art from Karol Rudyk's website. This is the concept art, and I found out today the name of the artist. Hold on, let me tell you what it is. He is on Facebook. He's really creative too. His name is Alexandre Chaudray, I think. Let me write it down so that you can see it because I do not know how to pronounce French. Alexandre. Chaudret. I'm guessing. Alexandre Chaudray. I'm guessing that's how you say it. So, he is the artist of this beautiful concept art. And I will be linking him on my final pictures. Speaking Beast, hello. Yes, through AMC movie theaters, Ludos. You want to see what I saw Watson and Holmes, and we didn't like it. And I like those kind of comedies. I love Will Ferrell, and it was not good. I would save your money and go see the Spider-Man verse movie. I heard that is really, really, really good. Okay, we're painting. We got so many people in here. That's so awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So I want to point out, look at this. Well, you'll notice the main color of this is black. And then we fade into some burgundy. And then it goes into some mauve, or like a pinkish color. And then all the edges are white, right? So there's really hardly any colors. Now, you can see where the light is going to go. There's a little bit of salmon on this edge right here. Okay, will I be adding a glaze using something like Vallejo metallic medium mixed with a little intensity red to the crown to make it look more metallic, or would it just overpower the non-metallic metal effect? That is a good question. I hadn't thought of it. I haven't done that just because I haven't used any metallics with this. So I would say maybe. We'll see. We could try. She's reaching Gaffigan levels of paleness, yes. Okay, so let's take a look at what I've done here. To mimic, I basically just straight up copied the artwork. You can even like compare them. So what I recommend to you is get yourself this reference. Go to the link that I posted. Here, I'll post it one more time. This link has the reference of the artwork on it, and you can print it out. And I just basically looked and copied everything. I used a little bit of wet and wet paint though, so you can see the difference. Okay, so that's what we're going to be recreating. Now notice I have no shoulder pad over here to copy, so I had to make it up. But all I did was mirror. So the light is not perfect. It's not perfect because true light would actually probably go down this side. if you were truly going to mimic the light. It would go down here, but I wanted to take it easy, make it easy. And so we went down the front. So the light is actually probably coming from 2 o'clock over here in front. This is almost not, it's definitely not zenithal. Well, it could be. It could be zenithal. It's probably not though. Your girlfriend informed you Watson and Holmes got 9%. It's just not good. They tried too hard. It's super campy. Yeah, it was not. It was not as bad as The Crimes of Grimwald. That movie did not make any sense at all. I did not understand it. All right. Saturday Shoshi Teviston, yes. All right, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna do our glaze of guess what? Yes, Arbuckle's Brown, scale, Fantasy and Games 34. This is what we're gonna be using for, I mean, we've been using this throughout the entire time, and I love this color. There's the Reaper Forums index. Okay, let me take a peek at that. I think I can cut and copy that. I am gonna just steal that link right now and put it in my PDF so I can find it later. I'll put it at the bottom of my, there we go, paste. All right, thank you, Enlamunis, for getting that. Who was the one that found that for you? So I can give them some points. Or did you get it yourself, Enlamunis? Mayanara, hello. So great, everybody is here. All right, let's shake this up. This is my Arbuckle's Brown. This is our main color. We'll be using, again, this is Moonray Flesh, and the reason why I think I'm gonna try to use this, and I will also have, where's my other color? The Pale Skin. These are pretty much the same color. This one is flat, and this one is satin. That's really the only difference between the two. Saturday Shoshi is a rarity, isn't it? You rarely see me on Saturday. And hello, Zenared. Welcome. I'm glad so many of you could make it. It was a surprise stream. I mean, those of you who've been watching me all week know that I was going to stream today. I just didn't know exactly what time because I wasn't sure if Genuine Vision, he was on, but he quit earlier than I thought he was going to, but then I wasn't ready, and so now I'm ready. And the last color I need is Orcish Dermis, scale 7519. Yeah, I do need that. I'm gonna shake it up. That is the PDF is excellent. It's exactly what you're thinking. Okay, so we'll just use that, and I don't have to, you know, invent the wheel, because I like, and I'll happily reference the person who did it. All right. Now, I'm just noticing on her skulls, her skull boobs here, that they don't look nearly as nice as these do, because there's just a little bit more, well, you know, I guess I'm being a little picky on myself. It's okay. We're just gonna start. I'm gonna drag this over here. I'm gonna make a glaze with my wet palette. I've got a drop of water already on my palette. I'll just put it right there. Oops. Okay, that's good. We need it. The consistency, where's my little thing here? I had it. Oh no. I had those little glaze thingies, and now I don't know where they are. And of course I can't, oh, here it is. Phew. Okay, dilution tester that I got from Ben Comets. Let's see. I'm guessing it's gonna be in the medium light. I'm guessing light. And I was pretty close. I'd say it's either, actually, it's probably medium light. Medium layer, okay? That's about the consistency of your paint. Because you're gonna go over this zenithal anyway, and you're gonna leave a lot of that black. See how that does that? So it'll be more burgundy on the lighter parts and more black on the darker parts. And go ahead and paint that whole spike. Same thing. And you can wick up, it's gonna dry lighter than what it is right now. But that is about right. You have to wait for your paint to come, that's all right. Hopefully it will get there soon. Yeah, he had a sneaky, did he have a sneaky? Was it sneaky? I guess it was. He's supposed to be having a, oh, there's a cat here, guys. We haven't seen one of those in a while. Supposed to be having a New Year's stream too, I believe. I want to tell you something. After streaming every day, I kind of like it. If I can figure out a way to make a daily stream happen, that might be something I might be looking into in the very near future. All right, paint these guys too. These can be a little bit more dark. You don't need to have that burgundy be as thin. So you can paint that a lot more dark because they're closer to the wings. They're gonna get less light. Oh, she looks so cool. I'm using a big brush because I'm base coating. It's a scale color 1, probably the equivalent to a number 2 Winsor Newton. You know those brushes are never the same cross brands. Jen's next stream is 6 p.m. Sunday, which will be his last stream of 2018. Okay. I don't know yet if I'm streaming on New Year's or not. Oh, New Year's Eve I'm not, but it's New Year's Day I may. We'll see. We'll see. Kind of like I've been really enjoying streaming on the break. Been fun. Right, getting all these. Like I said, I can have it darker on the spots that have more shadow. Let's get some more water. Oh. There we go. More paint. There we go. I want these to be about the same. Nice, get those air bubbles out. Air bubbles be gone. You can actually just give a blow and then get rid of the air bubbles quickly like that. You see how it's heavier paint on the bottom half? It's okay. All right, let that dry. See how it's drying nice? It's drying lighter than it did. And that is why the zenithal is not overrated in this case. It's because we really do use it to our advantage so that we don't have to paint as much. Where did I get my dilution testers? I got them from benkomets.com. I'll write it for you. Da, da, da. Wait, might help to do this. Yep. Komets.com. Ben is a friend, and he and Matt Sykeswish came up with these dilution testers. You don't need them to paint yourself. They just, because you can just eyeball based on your palette, but they're really good for teaching, and that's why I got them, because I really like to teach with them. All right. That's drying. This is nearly dry. I just want to make sure it's got, oops, see that? There's a little bit of a hole. I want to cover that up to make the paint just a little bit thicker so there's no line. It was important for me to paint that fast, and see how this is drying with a little ring on it? We're going to get that taken care of as well. Okay, so the next color, I'm going to set that down for a second. I'm going to get out the Negro, here it is, Negro, no, that's Abyssal Blue, Negro Gray. And this is also satin, and this is also going to help me get the dark shadows on that metal color. Might need a pin to get that open. yeah, it is helpful. It helps explain, because the whole idea of like oh geez. The whole idea that people say consistency of skim milk, it's not always accurate, because it's not always that. Sometimes it's thinner, sometimes it's pure paint. So I like to use them because it's way more accurate than saying, you know, if you want to get it like skim milk. It's not like skim milk. Sometimes it's anything but skim milk. Okay, rolling up my sleeves. Let's go over here. Wherever I've got my black zenithal, I'm going to sketch. I want you to look here. There's very small amounts of burgundy. The black goes all the way over here. And the burgundy is just small, okay? And when I sketch this, and I'm gonna take my brush, I've got just water in it right now, and I feather it out so that there's a nice blend. Dip it in the water. This is what I do. I control it on my paper towel, and then feather it out. So we've talked about this before, how I put the paint down, I rinse out my brush, I control the water that's in my brush on my paper towel, and then I, almost like a mopping action, you're mopping in a swishing way, and see how it feathers out that line. So you don't have this sharp line, you have a gradiated blend. A lot of people give you blank stares when you say the yeah, exactly. It's often like not the case, right? Hideous Kojimbo, hello. How are you? All right. Now we want a sharp edge right here, right there, and one right here. But I'm gonna put a little paint down in the middle here and here. Notice I put a little bit, yeah, right in the middle there. And then I will feather it out. Feather, 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 feather. That is gradiated now. See, look at the difference between this and this. So, and I'm gonna just layer it until it's just got the right consistency. Here, let me put my brush. So you can see exactly what I'm doing, because this is sketching. This is really hard to teach because I'm basically drawing right onto my mini. Did you see me dab on the paper towel? I'm controlling the water. I'm mopping. So when my brush is dry, I can mop up excess paint and I can control the blend. And when I dip it in here, it's full of water. Take some of that water off, and then I can control again. Good, good. All right, now we're gonna go in between these little things here. Put down. What I'm doing is a form of, it's basically the same thing with two brush blending, but I'm only using one brush. You see how I did this? You see that? I'm going in between and giving it, dark lining it, essentially. Now, there's a divot right here. I want to give that a nice little shadow. Control the water, feather, 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 feather up. Kind of being difficult right there, so I need to turn it, do one side and the other. Sometimes it's better to feather one side and then go back and then feather the other side. Here, that's much better. See, go across the whole divot instead and made it much easier. Same thing on this side. There's going to be much less light hitting this, so there's going to be much less burgundy. Okay. Heyo! Thanks so much, Shaklagor Bloodbeard. Okay. So, you see I did that, little line, grab that line over here, feather that because I want it soft on this part. Do a little line, rinse brush, feather, 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 feather. So, if you have questions, do @Shoshi's Minis and let me know what you think, because I definitely want to know what you think. Oh, I got water on her horns. Oh no. All right, there's these little rivets. You guys who are experienced with Warhammer, it's the same thing. Just paint that whole rivet black. Leave a little ring around the edge of it. Okay? All of them. All of them. There's a lot. We're gonna go back and we're gonna put a little ding highlight on that rivet, and it's gonna pop. All of them. I think I got them all. There wasn't one on that side. Okay, let it dry. Check this, okay. Looking good, so see, now we've got our shadows in place. Holtz Transistor, hello. All right, I'm thinking we should just go ahead and do this side as well. So, yeah, I got my black line, rinse brush, control water, feather. Now, remember that black shadow. See how I did that? Put that in the middle there. Now you gotta feather it while it's still, and the reason why I'm also using the satin paints versus the flat is they will take a little bit longer to dry. They're a little bit easier to blend this way. The flat paints are they just take a little bit longer. See this side's already drying on me. No, don't dry on me. Might have to get in there with some wet paint and feather it again. That's okay. All right, if this is a little darker than we need it to be, I had to cover that because it was drying too fast and it was making these chunky lines. You don't want those chunky lines, you want feathered lines. It doesn't matter too much because if you look at this is not smooth blended. This is like, light is harsh and it's squiggling and it's painterly. And in order to get it this way, that's what I had to do on here, almost like a wet and wet blend. We're gonna use a couple different techniques to get that. All right. I gotta let that dry, because do you see how I started painting into it and I started to make a hole? You can see the hole right here. I'm just gonna let it dry and then I'll go back and cover it up with darker paint. This shoulder pad is exactly perfect how I want it. Doing good, new work hours are not stream family. Oh, Artie Volve, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm glad that you got to make it though. Have you been able to watch any of the show is the beat of a paintbrush? I guess the show is the beat of a paintbrush. How are you, Black Lady Widows? Artie Wolf, are you able to watch any of the VODs at least, hopefully? All right, I'm gonna go in. Oop, point my brush. Gotta point the brush for these rivets. Paint each rivet black. Even if it's already got black on it, paint it just because that way if you miss it, you know, you will be guaranteed not to miss it, right? Go ahead and make a little line right there. Black rivets are black. Oh. Any tips for anyone who wants to do wet blending and wet on wet for the first time? So my tips for wet blending is don't thin your paint that much. Wet blending is meant to be, it's like it will dry too fast if you thin it too much. Okay? And also be patient with yourself. That's obviously something that I need to practice what I preach. That's what I'm not. I'm not patient with myself. Okay. I'm going to go in here on this shoulder pad right here. Wet my brush. So I got my brush loaded with water. Take out some of the water. Put in some of the paint. Notice how I've got the brush loaded. Can you see it? And I'm going to put a line down here. And a line down here. And then this is the divot right there. Put the paint straight across and then feather it up and then feather it down. Let's see if I can do it on this side as well. And feather across. Go ahead and just paint that whole side black because honestly, that part's going to be really dark anyway. Her armor is technically very black, right? Here's another layer of this. And then I'm going to feather it a little bit more. Stargazer's now following. Thank you for the follow, Stargazer. Welcome. If you have not caught us before and this is your first time, we're doing a paint along of this bust that I'm teaching everybody to paint. And she is from Karol Rudyk's. You know what, I just realized I need to put more dark. That's what was bugging me about the eyeballs. They weren't dark enough, dark sockets. Okay, that's much better. Something else I just noticed. Very thin little. Sometimes you need to dark line stuff so that it feels like it has a drop shadow. Bug King, oh my gosh, Bug King blew up the chat. Hey, happy horror days? Oh, horror days, I get it. Just gotta catch up. Winding down. Love the sketchy look. Yeah, check this out, Bug King. We're using the sketchy look because we're copying the artwork that is the concept art. Because I'm trying to teach people that you can do a 2D look on a 3D model and it can actually look really nice. Here is the example. How did that turn out? It looks like she came alive. Okay. You like it? I like it a lot. All right. Now I take a break. Sometimes you gotta focus. Every now and then I'll see like little spots that I feel like, okay, that needs just a little bit more little bit more contrast needs to be, and I might go back. So notice I only have white on her face and on her hair. I have not added white anywhere. I've been using the pale skin and the Moonray Flesh, and that's for a reason. We even used some pale skin and pale flesh and it's much different. Look at that. So this skull is whiter than that one. This skull is whiter because I feel like it needed it. We might go back and change this one, but for now I like it. It gives it that kind of aged look. Okay. Oh, yeah, that paint mini's 10% off. Okay, good. Okay. I'm just touching up now. I shouldn't be touching up. I should be saving the touch-ups for later. But you know me, sometimes I can't leave well enough alone until something looks right. It will just bug me. I know you guys have the same thing, so. It's artist OCD, right? Okay, that's supposed to be more reddish, but we'll live with it for now. I'm adding some of the Orchis dermis. Orchis dermis. That's better. All right, let's go back to her epaulette shoulder pad. I'm not sure if anybody knows the correct term for that. Let me know. I'm going to start with the Orchis dermis, not the light colored to start, because we're kind of doing the sketchy part, and it looks to me, if we're going from light to dark, we go black, burgundy, the pink, and then the white is on top of the pink. Cauldrons, thank you. Got to give you points. Give that to point gift. The Bug King. There we go. Bug King, we're giving away these painted minis once we're done. We've got these two girls to give away, and we're going to be giving away an unpainted version as well once everything is all done and said and done. Okay. One of the things I like about this particular palette is it's very easy to correct mistakes because everything is within the same, it's all analogous. Say that with me, analogous. And analogous means next to each other on the color wheel. So all these colors, there's really no extra colors. Everything is all pretty close to itself. So it's really easy to adjust and fix. All right, so this is the pink color, and like I said, I'm just looking at my reference while I'm doing this. And I'm gonna go ahead and edge, even though I probably want to do that with the lightest color. Because like I said, I'm sketching things in. When you sketch, you can adjust, right? You can see sort of where you want things to be. So we're placing our highlights. Leave those dark shadows close to the, there we go. See how that's looking? Sketchy. You're painting along. Painting is corrupted Primaris Nurglespawn. That's totally fine. I don't mind if you paint whatever you like, okay? That's good. All right. I want this to be relatively smooth. I mean, I want it to look like there aren't big brush strokes in it. Okay? Now take a look. There's a bounce highlight over here. So there's this main highlight here, and it goes all the way up to her shoulders, right here. So we need to go up onto this, right? And then, oops, then there's a bounce squiggle, which is primarily on the side here. And I might emphasize or de-emphasize stuff based on the model as opposed to copying directly from the reference, because the reference might not have something that the model needs. So you can improvise, right? So see how that's already starting to look metallic? You're a chaos girl. That's awesome. Now on the back, obviously we don't have a reference for the back, so we have to make it up, but we'll do it about the same, right? And then there's going to be another little bounce highlight over here. Make it up, make it up. It's going to look funny from this side, obviously, but it'll look good from front and back. Make it look good from which side you're going to photograph it. And then up here, there we go. Yeah, that's already looking good. Same thing we're going to do over here. I'm having trouble getting my paint smooth because it's a satin. So I might have to do more than one layer. Let it dry in between layers, otherwise you're going to get more brush strokes than even I have here. Okay, see that? Please ask questions if you have any. See, the light is going to scooch up the edge of that armor, right? Because you always paint your edges when you're painting non-metallic. Edges, edges, edges. You don't need no stinking edges. Yes, we do. Okay. And I'm just fiddling with some other parts of the model while I'm waiting for that to dry. Forgot to paint this part over here. See how I go on that edge right there? It's like the light is bouncing down. Sketchy sketch. Okay. There we go. We want high contrasts, so we're going to be jumping. All right. See how I'm trying to fill in those little holes in the, not working very well. Let things dry. If you want things to be smooth, yeah, you gotta let things dry. Feather, feather. Okay. I'm gonna put some. This is the not the moonray flesh. This is the pale skin. It's the flat. So I'm putting flat over the top of the satin, and it's going to give me a better coverage. And I need to get my smaller brush out because this is where I'm getting my ticky little edges, okay? Am I going to get a new friend? Oh, I'm going to get a new friend request. Okay. Your obsession is taking over the family Facebook page. No problem. That sounds great. I am totally okay with that. All right. This brush has seen better days, but I think it'll work. Okay. Taking glasses off. So if you need my attention, do @Shoshi's Minis. Glasses off, guys. I'm going to go in here. First, I'm going to paint all my edges as nice and as crisp as I can. See that? Trouble with using a small brush is the paint will dry on your brush faster. So if you have a quality big brush, you can load up that brush and it will be much easier. I'm only using my small brush because I feel like I want a thin line, and I feel like if I use a bigger brush, I'm gonna mess it up. Okay, look here. All of the edges, all of the edges, all of them. Okay. Carefully. Now obviously the bits at the top are going to catch a little bit more light because they're sticking up at the top, right? Now, like I said, you got to get all of the edges, especially it's showing the bottom lip of the armor even in the artwork. Look, take a look. So you can see there's a thin line even on the artwork. By the way, if you're wanting to learn non-metallic metal, get 2D references, because that's what this is. Non-metallic is just a 2D technique done on a 3D model. Uh-oh, what did I just break? Oh, don't lean on your model. You can help it. Don't do what I'm doing. I think I just broke it. Oh, good. Okay. All right. I'll try not to lean on her anymore. She'll get mad. Okay. Same thing on this side. What happens with me is I get bored of all this line work, and then I end up forgetting parts of it. And leaving it unpainted, and then it looks like crap. Okay, that is mostly edged. Get over there, over here. Okay, now this is where I get to go in and put in. This is where you want paint to be a little thinner, a little wetter. Again, you can always go up in value. It's hard to get lighter once you've already done it. And I'm smushing it into the pink, but it's not completely blended. But you can see there's layers. Okay. So it kind of, the light follows that curve, right? Now I need to do those little rivets. Let's do the rivets in the pale skin. Each one of them is going to get a tiny dot. Which definitely is done best with a small brush. Okay, let's do the back of this one with the little shiny piece. So I'll go back to where the salmon part is. Make sure that the top of that armor, that's where the light scatters. It's touching that edge, and then it's fuzzing out. I want to make it, if you look at metal, it's not static. This is something that Alfonso Heraldes taught me. Metal is not static, or light is not static. Light is constantly moving. So it needs to move on the piece. That's why I'm not using a straight line, right? Does that look okay? Now, same thing. This point is going to get that top light, and then if you think about a cone, you have to think about this is a sphere right here. Think about your volumes and go back to your drawing lessons. If you ever took drawing in high school, hold on, I'm going to draw these out. Drawing lesson from Shoshi real quick. Where are my glasses? Here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody should look up drawing volumes. If you want to learn non-metallic metal, you need to know your volumes. So here's a cylinder, right? This is like usually for arms and for like legs. So there's always like a drop shadow and then a, right? So that's how the light and the shadows travel down. If it's a sphere, right, there's a highlight here usually, right? And then there's a shadow, and then sometimes another little shadow. Depends on the sphere. That's a really bad sphere. Whew, I'm gonna do that. There we go. There, sort of. You can look these up. A square, right? So these are gonna each have their own shadows depending on where your light is. If your light is coming from this side, well, let's do it from this side. Here's your light, right? Then the light is hitting this point, and then this part, this is gonna be black because it's facing away, right? And then this is also another gray, see? It's really hard to do reflection studies with a Sharpie. I know it is. It is. Okay, but here's the cone, right? There's the cone. Got to do the cone. And this is gonna be my little shadow here. It's not too hard. It is hard though. All right, so that's what I need. I'm gonna basically copy my reference. If you look at my reference, see how he's got a big highlight and a little highlight. That's the bounce highlight. Don't tell me what it's hard. I know it is. All right, we're gonna do our big highlight first. And it's okay if it's not completely straight, right? Light doesn't go completely straight. You just need it to have it wiggle down. There we go, like that. And then this one's gonna go right by that shadow, a small one, right? Same thing on this side. You're gonna put a small one right next to that shadow. Notice I'm using the side of my brush. I am going to impart some extra texture into the armor. It looks like her armor has been chased with a bunch of scroll work. Chased. Oh, no, I am not. We are not doing a ultra difficult version. We're doing an accessible version, and I did not do, this is basically what we're gonna end up with. If you wanna go in and do scroll work, go for it, but that's not this video. No, we're doing accessible. So we want basically, this is a more intermediate. See, now I'm going in with my second bright. The same color, it's the same, but it's a layer above, so it's looking a little bit brighter than it was. See how that looks? Now, I'm going to take that Orchis dermis because that highlight on here was not actually, there we go. Yeah, chasing is a process where you use chisels to add detail, filigree, and the like. No, we're not doing that here. Ah, thank you so much, Ludus Paints Bad. Okay, so we got the Orchis Germus, and this is where we need to kind of bring back that transition. I'm just gonna thin it out. I'm gonna give it a little smudge. That's a technical term. So I can, oops. See how it looks like he took pink over the top of that? And that's basically what I did here. I just took a little pink and I layered it over. And then I can go back in with a little bit of my Arbuckles brown to get that kind of mauve color for yet another transition. And it's starting to look like metallic right now. The only thing we're missing is that highest highlight of white. So that's why things look kind of drab right now. We don't have that final transition color, but that's okay because we might need to just work out our colors a little bit more still. All right, let me get the Orchis Germus. Orchis Germus, it's thinned out. It's pretty transparent. Right over here, I want that to mush those two colors together, but it's a layer. See how it does that? It looks way better on camera because you can see every little thing. All right, I'm probably only gonna put a tiny, yeah, just a tiny little drop shadow on that. Okay. And then lastly, I'm gonna catch my edges on these. Let's get all of the edges on those. Evening, fruitcake. Fruitcake? Oh, January Vision, how are you? How did your sneaky stream go? All right. We're working on the non-metallic metal. We're kind of just sketching it in right now. Bringing it up little bit by little bit. We want to make sure that this top part of the, you see that? Those little bits need to have a kind of a highlight on those. All of the edges get a highlight, which is the main thing that I learned with non-metallic metal. Is so important. Okay. I messed up a little bit, so I can just go back in with my Arbuckles and cover that. And that's something else you can do if you feel like there's some highlights are a little too brassy, brash. Go in there with the Arbuckles and fix it. See, there's a mistake right there. Happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. Okay. Be on the lookout for hidden edges, like this one. Okay. Hidden edges. Sneaky stream. Oh, maybe it wasn't sneaky. Somebody told me it was sneaky. That's why I said that. Maybe it was your normal stream. Maybe I was the one that rumored that. Okay. Let's do this next. This is the one I don't like doing stuff that I don't have. Is it Makaba or Machaba? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Okay, let's go ahead and get these edges. Get that little rivet. Machaba, if this is your first time checking us out, welcome. We're doing a paint along today. We're painting Elsybeta, Vampire Princess, from Karol Rudyk's Vampires. He's got a whole bunch of vampires that he's been working on. All right, you can see I got my lines a little bit thick here. Glasses are off. I'm gonna go in and fix it. Just get these thinner, straighter. Okay. Still using the, this is the pale flesh. Smush it together, smush it. You see how I patted my finger on that? That doesn't always work. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to use a little bit of this orchestramus over the top of that to smush that transition a little bit better. Like I said, this part is difficult to teach because it's very feel it out, kind of figure it out, make it look cool. Rule of cool, as Slowfew said. He's actually one of the people, he and Jan were two of the top people to teach me about non-metallic metal, probably, and then Alfonso and Julio Cabos were next. Ah, too much paint on my brush. Get those little edges, especially the points, because that's where that light's gonna ding off of stuff. Doesn't look quite right yet. I need a little bit more orchestramus to transition this. That's better. Okay, more edges. Get all those edges, because I don't know if you're like me, you'll forget. You leave something unpainted. It's the tedious part. That's better. I have the advantage of having really bad eyesight, so I can kind of take my vision out of focus and I can fuzz it in a way that like really helps me see if it's looking like going the direction I want it to go. And get the edge. Okay, glasses are back on. Non-metallics are cool, but you prefer non-blue blues? Non-blue blues. What is a non-blue blue? Or is that a joke? It's funny. Unscheduled morning. I see. Coffee stream. Nice. Yes, hooray for the artistic library. Liberty. Liberty. Library. Hi, Cosmos. It's been forever. How are you? It's so good to see you. I suppose that you're able to watch because it's the weekend and I'm not streaming while you're at work or at school. But yeah, we've got VODs up currently on Twitch. Thank you for this 1.5 years. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Cosmos BC is one of my mods. He's been with the channel for a long time, as you can see. So grateful. Let's give some hype for 1.5 years. That's really awesome. That is so really, really, really awesome. Thank you, Cosmos. Please tell me I don't need to be a sub to see my VODs. No, you don't. And in fact, not only that, but I upload them to YouTube and I'm gonna have a whole playlist. So you don't need I don't put stuff behind paywalls. The only thing I put behind paywalls is if you want one-on-one coaching, you can pay me for that, because that's my time, right? But I do all this out of the love and generosity of my heart, because I know there's so many artists out there right now that do charge for their, their tutorials. I know that that's why those of you guys who are subs, I am really grateful, because you are promoting supporting me, even though I'm doing this, and you don't have to sub. To get this content, you don't have to sub, and you're doing it anyway. And I can't tell you how much that means to me. It's really great. And so, I just have to thank you for doing that. All right, so I'm seeing this is not bright enough. There we go. I need to get all the edges. It looks weird until you get all the edges in. Yay for everyone, hype for everyone. See some emotes. We've got all these emotes in this channel. There's so many of you that are subbed. I want to see you guys use them. What is your favorite emote that we have? We're hopefully going to get some gecko emotes soon. I'm hoping. Find the Twitch mini painting community and creative and general awesome, really welcoming and considerate. Yes, I agree. Well, we have to be too, in a way. Otherwise, nobody would watch us. All right, a little bit of the burgundy, because I'm not getting that. There we go. That's that mauve that I wanted. That mush color. I want that mush. Perfect. I want it to look like the paint just kind of fell on the model and just, became like a slurry. I want it to look that nice. I'm getting almost done with that. I can also kind of look in the... Okay, so what I'm gonna do, we need to finish up this. There we go. That little highlight right there. Get this last little bit. Edges are so important. That was a very thick edge. Wait, we can go ahead and fix this. You can tell from the accent. Nice. All right, I'm gonna use some black to fix this edge because it got really crazy on me. Feather that up and down. Get some Arbuckle's Brown to wet blend. That looks much, much better. See how I'm just kind of creating my volumes with my shadows. Oh, and I dropped my brush. Give me 1 second, let me grab that. It's probably getting close to a stretch break. Yes, it is. We're overdue for a stretch break. All right, everybody. We're gonna get up and everybody stretch. Get out of your chair. Stretch your arms. Grab your brush off the floor. I like to kind of roll my shoulders. Oh, did you hear that? Pop. We'll try to get on your streams more. You struggle sometimes because you all people are in the US, are either awake when you're asleep. Lady Black Widow, what country are you in? And I can tell you what best stream. I'm hoping you're not in Australia because that is the toughest stream to catch me, or toughest time zone. I always feel better after a little stretch, and then I feel like I can go some more. Also, always hydrate. All right, looking amazing. Got to go for now. All right, Speaking Beast, United Kingdom, United Kingdom breakfast. So, Lady Black Widow. The good thing is, I stream from 2:30 to 4:30 on Mondays and Fridays, which for your time, I believe, is 8:30 to 10:30. So, yeah, hopefully maybe that's when you're asleep. I'm not sure, but yeah, that tends to be a lot better for people actually who are usually in the UK. See a little shadow in there. Da-da. Okay. We are almost done with the armor, but guess what is missing? We're missing our really high highlight of white. So I'm gonna get out some scale color 01, which is my white. I'm gonna attempt to put this on here. Okay, so this is where you're going to get serious about your edges now. And it might even need to use a different color white because this white is maybe not white enough. And you're just going to squiggle down the middle of that lighter color that you already put down. See that pop? Got to put that edge in there. The edge needs to be white. See that? I'm going to switch to Schminky white. This is a very, very bright white. No, not this one. This is it. You don't have to use this. You can use your regular white, but this, I like this white because it's very bright. I just dropped the cap on the floor too. Switch cams. Oh, thank you. Sorry. My head is big and my work is small. Dr. Mullinex, that's please. All right, so I want to show you this again. We'll go over it again. We'll do it with the Schminky and you'll see it even better. So I'm going to put the white on my edge. This is Schminky white. I'm going to put it on this little divot. It's starting to pop a little bit more. I'm kind of tapping this because I want to like layer up that white to be bright as I can, bright as it can be. See how it's getting there? It's much different than the other side. Okay, get all the edges. Once you put that white on the edges, it makes such a difference. See that? That's the contrast that you need. I'm gonna get a little bit of this Orchis Dermis because I need to mix it in with that white a little bit. About 50-50 white and Orchis Dermis here. Okay, transitions. Don't forget to put your white down here. Get those rivets. Probably could have waited and done all my like bright highlights with the white and not done it with the flesh, but it's okay. Not gonna hurt it. As long as you don't skip it. Ah. Just going in here on her skin because there was a spot that needed fixing earlier. Okay. And again, clean up if you need to. Make those lines a little thinner. Put a little bit of white on the very edge of that horn. Okay, that's better. Put white on all of your little edges now. Not all of them, but kind of where it needs a little bit of extra oomph. Bear with me 1 second, I'll check chat. There we go. That looks good. I'm going to take a tiny bit here. See how that little tiny small highlight of white? I didn't use hardly any, but it brought up that contrast on that skull, and that gives it a lot more volume now. Just a little bit. Much better. Okay, I'm gonna check chat. I know you guys talk to me. I love it. I love it. Not that we don't love looking at your purple hair. That necklace. Okay, we're gonna do it, but I gotta do, yeah, the necklace is hard. Trust me, it is hard. And that's why I'm leaving it to last, because we could skip it if you want to. But I know we're gonna do it. Let me see. Should we skip to the necklace or should we do the rest of the armor? Hold on. So you've got a basic idea of how to do the armor, right? I can do the rest off stream. That looks good. Okay, so now let's go ahead and try to do that necklace. This is where I need a small brush, and I'm going to use my Arbuckles brown to start with. I'm going to take my glasses off. I'm going to find the center of this spider web. I'm going to make a tiny little dot with the Arbuckles brown. Like that. Can you see it? Tiny dot. And then I'm going to find the small spokes. And you're going to draw them on ever so carefully, one at a time. It's not quite freehand because you can see it. You just have to take your time and go slow. And it's better to go lighter and do a little sketch and then go over it just carefully. See what I'm doing? Another thing you can do is find the end of it right here and connect the dots. That's sometimes a little bit easier for people. Find the end of it, go from the center and connect the dot. So anybody, do you have any questions? Do you have maybe another easier way to do that? Leave the necklace for last, this final nerve-wracking touch. No, it's all right, we can do it. You just need a small brush and a steady hand. I'm looking, let's see. Okay, so this part is tricky because it does kind of veer off. It doesn't perfectly go around in all the spokes. So all the spokes do not go around perfectly. So let's follow it as best as we can. Are you impressed? Because I'm impressed because I didn't do this as well on the first one. I'll have to say that. Might have to go back and repaint the first one. Okay, got those spokes done. It's like, okay, so there's like several different cobwebs here. So there's a center of this one, so you gotta put the dot on that. It's kind of tricky. There's another one over here. I don't know. It's pretty tricky. Just follow the pattern, I guess. Draw to the center and just hold your breath. See that? That is really hard to see. And then this one goes like this. I'm going to do the sides first because I feel like I want to know where those are. Ooh, guys, I need some applause. Now these, they curve. You got to go with the curve if you try to make them straight. I mean, not all of them curve, but some of them do. But they do curve down, at least, into the center of her neck. Whew, okay. Art, art, art. Thank you so much. Almost dab. Oh wait, that was from Ghost of Christmas. Hey, how are you? Ghost of Christmas Future. Isn't it funny that we're painting a vampire princess not long after the holidays? So fitting, huh? All right, here's there's like a choker that she's wearing. This is actually the easiest part, the choker. Whew. Okay, now there's a small line here, and this one goes out here. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but this is how it looks. It's got an hourglass shape to start, right? And then here's the choker. And then this part kind of goes off into a wide branch right here. And those are like big. Okay. And then there's a little dot here and a little dot here. And these go up into the choker as well. Kind of crazy. So pay attention when you're doing this because it's not just a circle. Okay. See that extra thick line I made? I'm gonna just put some white in between so it looks like it's separated a line. Perfect. Now we got to make each little curved, lighter line. It's a pain in the butt. I'm gonna need some more white for this one side. Not too hard to fix if you mess up. Not too bad anyway. Just, again, use a small brush. Whew, every time I go touch it, it's scary. Because the brush, you want to make sure it doesn't split on you. I'm not pretending to be perfect. I'm making mistakes all around the place, but I'm also not so crazy caring about it. You know what I mean? Like, do your best. Don't get caught up in like perfectionism. I'm talking to myself just as much as I'm talking to you. Because I know that I will, if I do try to make it perfect, I will have a rage quit. All right, that's good enough, right? What do you think? While just holding your breath, yeah. So it's good enough. And you can see the difference in the two. One, I took my time, and the other one I didn't. That one is much different. Okay. Whew. Okay, let's see, what is left? Let's do some highlighting on this skull up here, just a few pieces of little bright highlights in some spots. Not too many, because you don't want to take away. You can do an edge. And I remember how we talked about it's okay to have a little rough. It doesn't have to be perfect on the skull because the skull is weathered. There we go. I like that much better. And I'm also going to do white highlights on the ear pieces up here. And then, did I do white? I think I did a few pieces of white. I'm going to use the Schmanky white. It's a lot brighter. I'm just going to hit the tips of some of the crown. I think we did that already. Yeah, we definitely did that already. Okay. I need some red for the skull on her chest because they have a lot more mayhem red on it, and a little bit of this Beharit red. Yeah, it's a little bit more orange than red. I don't know why they call it red, but that's okay. Yeah, a little bit of that over here. Looks like I missed a lot of the coloring. There we go. So I want the shoulders. Do you see how flat that is right there? I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's bugging me. What did I do on here? Why is that different? It's got more of this. This is the purple, the satin purple. That will help it a lot. We can put a teeny tiny bit of red in there as well. That'll give it a more of a satin sheen as well. Ooh, I like that. Much prettier, much prettier. 50-50. Yeah, I like that. Almost nothing. Brexit, Brexit. Will the UK be fine? You'll all have to figure it out together. That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna go over this line a little bit. A little bit of white, a little bit of, oh, that's too much white. Too much white. Get the orchestra mess out. And now some of the, here we go, that's better. So notice I'm just slapping paint on here and I'm kind of trying to lighten up this side. Oh, I know what I was missing. The lights highlight, it's the highlight. Better. It's kind of dirty looking, but that's okay because the actual picture is dirty looking as well. That's nice and red. A little bit of orange. Looks good. Looks painterly, doesn't it? White. So you've got to go back in and get all those little white edges or it's going to look weird because it's already looking weird to me in some spots. Safely watching from the colonies across the pond in Canada. Colonies. Do they still call Canada the colonies? Or Commonwealth, right? Maybe that's fancy term for colonies now. Commonwealth. All right, fix up all the little goof ups that I've made on her hair. I gotta take glasses off for a second. I see some more spots. This whole edge. White. Okay, so much better already. Guys have any thoughts, any ideas on a, aw. Thank you so much for the follow. Mr. No Pro, how are you? Yep, it's the Commonwealth, not the colonies. funny. So if you guys go see, so I don't recommend go seeing it. It's not very good, but the movie Holmes and Watson, they sort of make fun, they try to make fun of the like British of that time period. There's a lot of jokes, but the Queen, whoever plays the Queen, is so fantastic, and it's so funny to watch her. They have a scene where she just gets manhandled. Hilarious. Okay, there we go. All right, we're getting closer, guys. There's a little bit of a thin reflections on things. I'm just kind of finding spots I want to highlight. That doesn't look good at all. Let me try that again. I put the highlight on the top, and it doesn't have a highlight on the top in the artwork. It has a very dark shadow, actually. That looks much better. All right, shall we put on some of the other little pieces, or shall we keep doing some white? What do you guys want to see me do? Because I think we're in a good spot where most of the people back at home watching the video can figure out the rest. You know, you're supposed to edge all of the metal. Go back and do it all. There we go. So much better looking already. Okay. I think we can glue on some of the other pieces now. Are you ready for that? Fantastic armor is very effective. I think so. I mean, that's what we're going for, right? We're just going for effective, not perfect. If you can play with it and get it perfect. I mean, I'm not sure how that's going to work on stream, but we've got it enough, right? I like this one a little better as far as the armor. And I may continue to mess with this just a little bit. There we go. So it's wider at the top and narrower at the bottom. I'm not sure why reflections do that, but they do. Okay. There we go. Even more effective. I'm sure you'll, yeah. All right, let's try to put on the wings and the other, like these little spots. Okay, so this is the tricky part because I don't want to crack my resin. I need a blade, that's what I need. Try to cut away. There we go, perfect. You can just smack some paint on that. We'll just use black and arbuckles together. Make it nice and dark. Let that dry a little bit. This one already is off. Got that one ready to go. Oh, not that side. little arbuckles. Okay. Notice there's a little square. Oh, that's gonna come off. Dang it. You see, I just ripped that off. That's the part I did not want to rip off. It's all right. We'll make it work with the Bondic. Bondic is life. Thank you, Amberden. That's high praise. I appreciate that. Okay. All of those are ready. I'm gonna set this water aside. I need my handy dandy Instaset. I need good super glue. This Zap-A-Gap is relatively newish. All right, so we're gonna go from the inside out, and I'm gonna put these feathered things on first. It's still not quite dry. That one is dry. Okay, and the wings go into these slots right here. I'm gonna dry fit it first to see how it looks. See if I can make it fit. Might need to slice it a little bit. Might have super glue on it. It does. Bondic is life. What do I use to we just use super glue and what else did we use? We used super glue, Bondic. I think we used a little bit of Bondic, and we used Instaset. That's what this is. All right, we're gonna try to fit that in there. Perfect. Come on. Why doesn't it want to go in there? Okay, that's good. Wait, let me take a peek. Okay. Need a little glue. Need to unplug the glue. I'm not a fan of super glue, at least this brand's, because the best brand that I have is Loctite Pro, and I'm all out, unfortunately. I need to get some new stuff. That stuff is good. It lasts forever. All right, there we go. There we go, a little bit. Try not to get it everywhere, or else you have to paint it over again. All right, hold that in. Insta set, because it won't set on its own anytime soon. And I just put a little drop. Let it kind of capillary action down into it. And it does cure pretty quickly. Oh, come on. You might have to use a little Bondic. Now it's starting to set. I think I will put a little drop of Bondic on it. Bondic is life. This is Bondic. It's a, for those of you who've never seen this before, I have this in my profile. You can scroll down and there's a Amazon Shoshi recommends list. And it's a weld. It's not a glue. But I can use it to reinforce my existing super glue, and it works really well as that. It also works as a great gap filler. Just 4 or 5 seconds and it is cured. Yep, that is on there now. Perfect. Whew, looks good. Okay, we'll go back and touch up. I'll paint in a minute. Maybe try using liquid mask. I avoid painting the surfaces. Yeah, that's true. Great bot. Yeah, I see you have some Crystal Fortress glue. Does that mean that you have their cases too? Crystal Fortress glue? Is that Crystal Fortress glue? I don't know what that means. I don't think I have Crystal Fortress glue. I don't have any Crystal Fortresses, that's for sure. I don't have that. Resin hardened by light. Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. And it's a Canadian product with the US patent pending. All right, so that's on there nice. We can do the next one. Fit it in there, let's see. I think he's right about removing the excess, there's not only super glue on here, but there's like excess paint that is covering up and keeping things from, there we go. Scratch the paint off so that it will cure. Okay, should work now. This time I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try putting a drop of that on there. Put the curing bit into the gap. Put that in there, see what happens if that goes. Maybe this will work better, maybe it won't. Hold that. Now we're going to need to hit it with the Bondic to reinforce it. Just a little wiggly. So like I said, Bondic is a weld. It has to be, you have to be able to see the glue. Yeah, you have to be, the light has to be able to reach it or it will not set. That's why it's not a glue. Not a glue, it's a weld. So now it's good. Get a little bit back here. It really is good for reinforcing super glue. If you live outside of the US, that list that I have down on my profile, you can just use that to copy the names and stuff and then go into regular Amazon from your country and that should be able to be enough to help you find it. All right, make sure that that glue is all set and everything before I try to paint it. You meant the accelerator? Oh, Bob Smith Industries. I don't have any crystal anything. I get this Instaset and that's all I get from that company, I think. Got your Ebonic from Amazon UK, exactly. Right. That's a good place to start looking for it. I just saw a little spot that needs a little get white put on it. I'm just touching up the crown because I noticed that I didn't get all my edges with my white. I think I used the pale skin instead. There, that's better. Okay, just catching little spots that don't have paint on them that I'm seeing. Okay. I want it to look nice since it's going to be a giveaway, right? Alrighty. While I wait for this to dry, let me get my This is the Arbuckle's brown. And nice thing about the Bondic is you can paint right over it. Looks pretty good. I'm making sure that you can't see any of my super glue shiny bits. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now we can do the wing parts. This one's going to be harder because the little square bit is gone. So I want you to take a look at your wings and notice how there is a right and a left. Now we see how they bow out. That's how I put them in. I put them bowing out. You can do them either way, but I think there is a right and a left, and I think we originally had them bowing out like this. And when I originally glued them onto the little dowels, we had like right and left written on them. So if you can manage to keep them on your towels the whole time, that's the best. So we're gonna dry fit this in. Oh no, come on. Maybe it will fit in this one. I wonder. Watch it not fit in that at all. Watch it fit in the bigger holes. There's two sides. Interesting. Okay, let me check something. These don't have my little pegs at all. Oh, interesting. Okay, so, well, we're gonna have a difference. These look like the big ones and these look like the little ones. On the website, I think it's the big ones on the outside. I'm gonna check it real quick. We're gonna look at it together. It didn't work. Yeah, so this company makes it so that anybody can put their label and their brand on it. Okay, so I'm looking at it, and it looks like the little wings are on the outside. So on this one, I put the big wings on the outside, but we're gonna have the little wings on the outside on this one, because I'm looking at the website and it looks like that's how it went on, and that's okay. Nobody is perfect. Wow, that is such a beautiful paint job. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So, make sure they bow. Let me look at it again. Looks like they bow in. So they bow, like this one goes like that. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this goes on the outside. Little ones on the outside, big ones on the inside. I think that'll be balanced looking too. So that one goes right there. So this is what I'm going to try to do. So since I don't have any way of setting it into the peg, I'm just going to attempt to super glue it on and Bondic at the same time. Might have to fill this up, cure it so it's flat, because my pegs broke off. Okay, so now that'll sit on top. That's perfect. Okay, good. So I need a little drop of super glue on this. And I'm hoping what I'll do is attempt. This is going to be really hard. get the Instaset in there. And then I'll reinforce it with the Bondic. There we go. I'm hoping that fixes it. Ooh. Nope, that didn't work. No, curses. So now what we'll do is we'll just try welding it in with the Bondic, which may or may not work also. There's already super glue on it. The Bondic and the super glue interact sometimes. Notice my hand is right over her nose. That is not what you want to do, but I don't really have a choice. Okay. Luckily no paint came off. Hit this side. Here. Bondic is life, guys. All right, Lady Black Widows, have a good day or good evening. All right. That's really fragile, but I'm thinking it will work. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Same thing, this one also broke off, so we've got to fix it with the Bondic. Make it flat so that it's not gonna have a lump. Holds Transistor, you don't have a Facebook account? That's okay. You can follow me on Twitch, you can follow me on YouTube, you can follow me on Instagram. It's just if you want to follow me, you can. If you don't have Facebook, don't get one. It's not worth it. I'm gonna be, speaking of Facebook, I'm gonna be hopefully changing the way I've been running my Facebook account for the past year. Lately, I feel like it's just become an advertisement for my Twitch channel, which is not what it was originally intended for. Shoot, this is so hard, guys. All right, I'm gonna have to weld it in. Let's try sticking it with the cure here. Instaset, please help me now. And we'll weld it. You gotta look at yours, and the holes are different sizes. The smaller wings will only fit the ones on the outside ones. Yeah, probably how I broke off the ones in the first place, is trying to stick them in the wrong holes. More than likely. All right, that Bondic is my best friend, guys. Okay, let's take a look. Big wings in the middle. I kind of like how they look on the outside, though. You can do them either way. You're just gonna have to use Bondic. All right, there we go. Let's do super glue first. Let's try it, because there is a little piece left on that one. Yeah, that fits a little bit. Where's my Bondic? Good. Here, here, here. Good, now it's stuck. All right, now a little bit of paint to cover up all of that. A lot you can do with paint. A little bit of black. Ooh. Okay, let that dry. Get this part. I like the black up next to the parts that you want to hide because it just disappears. Oops, I got some on her hair. All right, let me get that covered real quick. Okay, one more wing, and this one has a little widget, so I won't have to hopefully worry too much about getting Rudyk all over the place. Like really, if you're putting yours, no. If you're putting yours together, try really hard not to break off those widgets like I did. Really, really hard not to. I'll try to hold this on. Pray, prayer circle. Nope, that's not gonna work. Might have to use a little bees putty or some kind of two-part epoxy on that one because I don't have. I'm not sure that's gonna work. Let's try the industrial Bondic and see if that works better. Hey, Chris Paints Minis, how's it going? Hopefully this is a little stronger. Aw, Painting Cricks, 8 months in a row. Thank you so much for your subscription. How are you? All right, nope, that's not gonna work. No, and then this one's falling off. Okay guys, I apologize. I tried to make it work. I might have to just hold on to this. It's too boring to watch on stream. So I'll fix all this together. We'll do the giveaway. Tell you what, we could do, yeah, we'll do the giveaway on Monday. That's gonna be my next stream. Pin it. You know, that's an excellent idea. I should pin it. Like a butterfly to a display board. Yes, Elysabeta, I'm going to give you 5 points for that idea because that is probably what I need to do. Here we go. Okay, school semester ended, which is great, but you've been catching up on stuff, so sadly no painting. That's all right, I understand. All right, so guys, I'm going to pin this off stream. It's too boring to watch on stream. See, luckily the Bondic just comes right off. All right, and I will be back on Monday. We are going to look for somebody. It's already 4:30, but my music is still going. That's interesting. I wonder if it just started over. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. All right, let's do this ending music. There we go. Whoops. Face thanks. Here we. All right, let's do Mad Love. I want you guys to hang out with me. We're gonna raid somebody, and I want you to stay with me while we do that because it can be really fun. Mad love. You can cut and paste this, or you can use my emotes, which is really fun because you've got that subscription. You might as well use it. Let's see who else is on. Let's see. Ooh, Art of Mike Disney. Let's see if he is on what he's painting. He looks like he's having a good old time. He says, "Come in and chill, DJ some chill tunes to say something interesting." All right, we're gonna rate Art of Mike Disney. He is Buddy. Cut and paste. Aw, thank you so much for that follow, Ye Wolf. I appreciate it. We're just about ready to leave here, though. We're gonna raid Art of Mike Disney. Everybody, let's do some major rating emotes for him. All right, there we go. All right, Mad Love, we'll be back 2:30 to 4:30 Monday, I believe, is when we're gonna do this. I think that's New Year's Day. We might be streaming then. If not, I'll see you on Tuesday. We'll be sure. All right, bye guys.
Turn on, tune in.